How do you know what your character is convinced of or what they believe? Now, this is a question that you're going to have to figure out whenever you're breaking down scripts. And it's also one of the most important things that you need to know as an actor whenever you're engaging in a scene. I know other people will tell you that you need to do all these other things, but having these things that they're convinced of and exactly what they believe is extremely important. And I'm going to explain to you not only how to find it, but also what it's used for, why this is so important, and also how it's going to help your performance. And so this is a part of the actor's algorithm. If you haven't watched that first video, go watch it. Now, convinced, this is broken down into a subject, verb, direct object, and infinitive phrase. If you follow that format every single time, you are going to have an compelling system for finding exactly what your character is convinced of and what they believe. Now, based on the character that I've been breaking down in the actor's algorithm first video, this goes back to our character who right now is looking for a lost key in the ocean because their spouse and child are with them at the beach, and they've packed everything up, and they just realized that they lost their key whenever they forgot to take it out of their pocket, and they went for a quick swim in the ocean. And so right now that character's action statement is running frantically back into the ocean. And the reason, or they're convinced in this moment that we need the key to get home, okay? And why is that so important to understand? Well, it's important to understand because if your character was convinced or believed that they could just start the vehicle with their phone, or if they could just start the vehicle with their fingerprint, or if they had a spare somewhere, right? Then they would probably just walk up to the beach and look around to see if they can find the key. They would, or they may just forgo it altogether and say, whatever, I can't believe I did that. That's going to cost me the, 250 some odd for the smart keys that I'm going to have to get a replacement. But let's just get out of here. I'll deal with it later. I need to do better next time, right? But no, this character is convinced that we need the key to get home. Okay, and you'll notice this is another important element. Now, the subject, you could make the subject yourself in this instance, but because you are surrounded by and there are other people there, you're convinced is based on a we. So you're embodying you're thinking of the group in this instance. You're not just putting your needs to the forefront. At least this character isn't. And so we need the key to get home. And that's extremely important, right? So to give you a few ideas of how this can shake out for other characters, because I want you to get an idea. So for your subject, the subject is just going to be something to the extent of it, they, them, he, she, you get the gist. And then your verb is, has, need, found, want. It's the action right there. And then direct object is connected to, of course, both of these. A letter, a plan, a tool. And then infinitive phrase, this is describing, it's giving the clarity for what it is that they believe and they're convinced of. So the infinitive phrase is to attack my village, to escape the island, and then to fix the car. Now, here's where I want to show you how putting these together, of course, you'll understand. So it has a letter to attack my village. And so that's what you're convinced of this exact moment. Now, without the action statement and the backstory, that doesn't make any sense to you. But at the same time, you can understand that something has a letter to attack your village. So there's obviously importance there. Now, if I were to tell you the full detail of it, and if you're, so starting with the action statement, and then go into the backstory and break down the exact backstory, then you would know just from those two things that this is a falcon that is delivering orders for an army to attack your village. And so from this backstory, now you have, it has a letter to attack my village. And there you go. There you feel the convinced and you feel the weight of the now, the moment. Then we have, they need a plan to escape the island. They need a plan to escape the island. So in this instance, obviously you're speaking of a group, and either they are separate from you or you're looking at them and you're realizing that you have to help them. Maybe you already have a plan to escape the island on your own, but now you're realizing, whoa, they need a plan. So maybe this is the moment in the script where you're deciding to help them, and this is going to build up to this extent. And then the other one is she found a tool to fix the car. So she found a tool to fix the car. And in this instance, this could just be as cut and dry as it is, and you're convinced that she found a tool to fix the car. So then at that point, you believe and you're convinced that you don't need to go to the store to buy the tool because she found the tool to fix the car. These types of things. And so this specific sentence is what refines your backstory. And it is what your character would come up with if they were put on the spot to answer, why are you doing that? And it's simple. Again, all of the answers that these are creating have to be simple, because in the moment, for you to connect with a character and have the ability to be gentle on set, and whenever I mean by gentle is at any moment you should be able to laugh, you should be able to cry. If you've ever been in a scenario, let me ask you this: have you ever been in a scenario where, right, it's such a serious scenario, and I don't want to make anybody sad, but have you ever been in a funeral? And everybody around you is extremely sad. Of course, they're mourning and they're, it's serious. But if somebody were to make a joke, or if something funny were to happen, maybe not so much a joke, because joke may be in being, oh, that's in bad taste. But if something funny were to happen, you'd still laugh. It would still be funny. And so this is where things kind of take place, where we get into a setting and we get so invested in this single, aspect of an emotion, whereas you have to be gentle and kind of let everything happen as it can. And so these are the kinds of things that make it to where you can stay simple, you can stay light and gentle through the process of filming the scene while still being connected to the script and the moment. And it's all about living in the now, and that's the most important thing. So why are you doing that? Deep down you believe this and you don't question it. There's no question in this. There's no question that we need the key to get home. Because to your character, maybe you don't know that your wife always travels with a spare car key because she read a blog and watched a YouTube video, and one of her favorite YouTube people ran her through the 10 most crucial elements to always have on you in your diaper bag that you've never thought of. Okay, someone made this video, and both sets of spare car keys was on that list, and so your spouse has that, and so you don't know that though. You have no idea that this is something that's even that had even happened, right? For this moment. So we need the key to get home. Now, you reading the script, this may, you can look behind the curtain and you can see the other side of, but this connects you to what you're convinced of, what you believe. So that curtain needs to stay closed. You don't know that, right? In this reality, you're convinced that we need the key to get home. And those emotions have to be there. You have to feel that, honestly. It has to be a genuine emotion, okay? And so that's why this structure helps to convey a character's immediate and compelling belief or a realization, that shock, that how could this happen? And it often is providing insight into their motives or the situation at hand. So this is really important information to have. This connects you to the backstory, and you can see how, while you're on set, a few of these are going to trigger, throughout the scene, keeping you on pace, keeping you moving throughout, and it's all great information to have. Now, you don't need to be thinking about this. Again, you have to stay gentle, relaxed, to an extent, out of your head, and just responding, just connecting with the characters, connecting with the moment at hand, allowing it to play, allowing it to happen. Make it fun, make it fun. I can honestly tell you that the best times that you're gonna have is someone may say action. Okay, cool, they said action. That just means that the camera's rolling. To me, that just means the camera's rolling. So if I force myself to do something and I feel other than, you're not gonna get what you want out of that. Of course, yes, if there's a set of events that are taking place on the scene, and the director has everything lined up and your lines and everything, We'll go over that in a different video. Don't take that for face value. But what I'm saying is you have to be gentle and you have to be light on set as this person being convinced that we need the key to get home. Now, okay, so this structure helps to convey a character's immediate compelling belief and realization, providing insight into their motives. But how does it do that? How does it give you that insight into their motives? Well, if you need to know the answer to that question, then watch this video.